Bringing up a very key point in this. This could be the big story for all of us across Central Florida is the power outage potential.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're trying to talk about like what is it going to be when it makes landfall and what the impacts are going to be here in Central Florida depending on how it makes landfall.
So the latest model projections are showing it being a strong Cat 3, maybe even a borderline Cat 4 before making landfall. But just to compare it to Helene, I believe we had over 2 million customers that were without power, and Helene basically just rode up the Gulf Coast. Now, this system is going to come all across the I-4 corridor, nearly running parallel to it, in which we could see more power outages.
Yeah, we'll talk about those power outages in a little bit, but we are expecting, as it makes landfall, a Cat 3, possibly Cat 4 at landfall, but once it moves over the peninsula, we're still talking about either a Category 1 or a weakening Cat 2 as it moves over Central Florida. So this is a completely different situation from Helene, especially it maintaining its intensity as a Category 1 as it moves over land. So we'll talk more about not only the wind impacts, but the severe weather threats in a second with Marquise. But if you're just now joining us, I want to get you straight to the latest here. The 2 o'clock advisory came out just about less than an hour ago. Winds of 175 miles per hour. Pressure down to 111 now with Milton, and it's moving slowly still to the east at just 9 miles per hour. But take a look at this satellite imagery. You can see that very symmetrical eye, as the entire system is actually fairly symmetrical. These are characteristics of a powerful hurricane. Right now, that center of circulation is about 700 miles southwest of Tampa, Florida. So the latest path still has it as a Category 5 hurricane, even as you wake up tomorrow morning, weakening slightly to a Category 4 system as we go into late tomorrow evening, still maintaining its strength as a Cat 4, and then starts to run into a little bit of more wind shear as it heads into the eastern Gulf of Mexico, which allows it to weaken a bit, even though the waters are extremely warm. And then again, expecting to make landfall right now near Tampa Bay as either a Category 3 or a weakening Cat 4, and then moving across the peninsula, still maintaining its intensity as a hurricane, even as it moves over Central Florida. So Hurricane Hunter planes have been in this system for quite a bit, and that's why we got the upgrade with the 2 o'clock advisory with stronger winds and a lower pressure in the millbars. Right now, the tropical advisories that are in effect, hurricane watches all in the pink here from Marion County all the way down to Polk County, includes the entire Orlando metro. It does not include our coastline communities for now. First off, I want to show you the computer models. They've been essentially 2 camps. The first camp is moving it into Central Florida, and you see majority of those models are now in that camp, but a few still hang on to more of a landfall over Southwest Florida. Those are commuter models. I want to show you our in-house future graph model. This one's an outlier, but it shows more of a landfall just the south of Tampa and a much later landfall early Thursday morning and not late Wednesday as what the National Hurricane Center is projecting. So I just want to show you that our in-house model, which right now is the outlier, showing a little bit more of a southerly trajectory and a later path than some of the other models. But we'll keep a close eye on that for you. Here's a look at some of the impacts we'll see from Milton with Marquise Mita.
Thank you, Cam. Now, severe weather is going to be something that we'll have to track as Milton does come on shore, then basically ride parallel to the I-4 corridor. But it all depends on where exactly it makes landfall. Now, with that graph, our future cast model here in-house, we were showing that it could make landfall a bit further south, and that would be better news for us. And small changes in the track can mean monumental changes in the impacts that we'll feel here in Central Florida. But between now and landfall, use this time wisely to get prepared before Milton does come on shore. So today and tomorrow, the severe threat, not so large, right? We see that isolated risk across parts of the Gulf Coast tomorrow, but a much more widespread risk, a scattered risk as we head into the day on Wednesday, encompassing nearly all of the state of Florida. So make sure that you're using this time wisely to get prepared before Milton does come on shore. But as we mentioned, the track has been changing by hour, nearly with every advisory. Now, with a southerly track, we're not going to be in the front right quadrant. We call that the dirty side of any tropical system. As it comes on shore, that front right quadrant is where we typically see the greater risk for any possible tornadic spin-ups. That's an EF0 to an EF2. And what we're watching out for is the track possibly shifting. With a southerly track, we'll be out of that front right quadrant, but we can't be out of all of the impacts here in Central Florida, as we'll still see the storm surge across the East Coast, strong hurricane force winds of 80+ miles miles per hour, and we could still see 8 to 12 inches of rain in select cities. So we're watching out for it all in regards to the impacts here, but we'll take you county by county now, in which in Orange County, your rainfall accumulation could be anywhere between 5 to 8 inches. We're under a flood watch right now, also under that hurricane watch, with projected gusts within the next 48 hours reaching speeds of 75 miles per hour. Max gusts out towards Marion County, closer to where Milton will be making landfall, could be even stronger, right? The closer you get to that landfall, the stronger the winds are going to be, and they'll likely maintain their Category 1 force strength or even greater through Volusia County, where we could see gusts upwards of 75 miles per hour. So with Milton, we got a lot going on and a lot to track, and we'll continue to do it here on WESH 2 before Milton makes landfall on Wednesday, and then pushing across Central Florida into Thursday, in which we'll still continue to monitor those impacts coming up.